This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Now, it can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. So, what's the right amount of socializing for you? How do you recharge? Therapy can give you the self awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery.
Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/poundcast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/poundcast.
This show is also sponsored by ExpressVPN. Now, we all know how ExpressVPN protects your privacy and security online, right?
Yeah.
But here's something you might not know. You can also use ExpressVPN to unlock movies and shows that are only available in other countries.
Ooh, is that right?
Yeah. So if you want to get access to hundreds of new shows, use our link right now, expressvpn.com/poundcast, and you can get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. That's expressvpn.com/poundcast to learn more.
This show is also brought to you by our friends at lvjco.com. That's lvjco.com, the home of Louisville vegan jerky. And if you use the code word Poundcast at lvjco.com, you'll get 20% off your entire order. And that includes the small batch flavors. Uh-oh, some of these are getting sold out, so you better act quickly. We got Kentucky Future Chicken. That's still available. Serengeti's Chicago Italian beef is sold out. That's why you got to get on this website as soon as you can. But of course, they have all the classic flavors. They have General So's, which I'm looking at right now, which is one of my favorite flavors, one of my favorite forever flavors. This stuff is gluten free, animal and cruelty free, non GMO, and made in the USA. And of course, it is also made and bagged here. Not here, but it's in Louisville, Kentucky.
In the
Now,
United States, here in the
yeah,
United
well,
States.
of course, yeah. And it's got a shelf life of 9 months. So you could buy it now and eat it later. Buy now, eat later. Now they got buffalo dill. That's one of my favorite flavors too. And it is dill-icious. All right. But if I had to pick my very favorite flavor, it might still be smoky Carolina barbecue. I hate to say it.
But
I hate to say it. I
I
hate to
hate to
say
say
it.
it, but 20% off, that's a good dill.
Now that's a good deal. Now you can just go to lvjco.com and use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off your entire order. Now you can also, if you don't want to order it through the mail and go to a website, you can do what I do often and get it at Sprouts. Or sometimes they have it at Whole Foods. So do like I do and go to lvjco.com, use the code word Poundcast, or go to Sprouts, or go to Whole Foods and get that Louisville chicken jerky, okay? Now
um,
you can't go wrong no matter what you do as far as these flavors go. All
this,
right.
there you go. You heard it here first. Now, the show is also finally mostly sponsored by viewers like you and listeners like you. We have a Patreon account, patreon.com/poundcast. You get early access to the episodes every week. You get extended version of the episodes where we go for half an hour to an hour longer, and
That's
you
called the
know
Unzipped.
it's called Unzipped. And there's other
Yeah.
little bonus little things sometimes on there. And yeah, patreon.com/poundcast. You're gonna want to join, and whatever. Hey, join for a month and then see how it goes and see if it's to
Yeah,
your
go from
liking.
there.
Go
Because
from there. Yeah.
once we get an hour in on the show, that's when we're all juiced up, and that's when it starts to get
That's when the
cooking.
pants come. That's when the pants come off.
That's when the pants get unzipped, and that's why it's called Unzipped. And you can have access to all the unzips if you sign up today at patreon.com/poundcast. Now, today my guest is Brent Weinbach.
Mm. Our guest is really you. We had people call in, and a lot of people called in, and actually we got Brendan Walsh on the line. So we have Brendan
Yeah.
Walsh, and we respond to your phone call messages,
Yeah, we're
and
listening to voicemails today. If you want to leave us a message, it's 213-207-6952. Leave us a message with your problem or anything you want, and we'll get into it on the Poundcast.
Anyway, we're going to start this episode, but check us out on YouTube if you want to watch the show. There are some facial expressions and things on this episode. YouTube.com/ThePoundcast. And we're on social media at the same address, The Poundcast.
At the Poundcast. I say we roll the clip. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Let's roll the clip. Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends, and Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast. Hey Brent, I got something to show you here.
Really?
A new piece of art for my wall back there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw a picture of this on the internet. That's by Sean.
Our friend Sean McNulty sent this. It's actually a nice piece. Look at those juicy lips, though, huh?
I know they're very succulent, and
let's see how it lines up with your, with your head.
Let's see if I can do this. So this is video only. There's a painting here of me, kind of doing a what do you call this? Would you call this the dope feet?
I think it might be the dope beats face.
Now, how am I doing this? Which way am I turning? This way or this way?
I think that's it.
Something like that. Got this microphone in the way, but
right there. Beautiful.
There you go. Right there. I'm looking out. Now I'm in front of you and behind you.
Yeah, you're always with me.
You're sandwiched in between me.
All right, well, let's get into it. We got some I usually write down notes of things to talk about throughout the week, but I don't know, man. I don't have anything, bruh.
I should have probably done that myself, to be perfectly honest.
But that's fine, because we have a bunch of voicemails, and
right.
I like listening to the voicemails. The number is 213-207-6952. That's 213-207-6952. And we're going to listen to these. And as always, we have not pre-screened these. We're just going in blank.
Right. Who knows what kind of risque content might come out of this.
Who knows what it's going to be.
Might be risque.
What could it be?
So you want me to hit you with one right now?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right.
Get
this
right
one.
into it.
Okay, this is from, I don't know, Toby, I think, from St. Paul. Hold on a second here. Just got to share my stuff here. Hold on, just one moment, please. We are almost there, and here it goes.
Hey, Brent and Doug. This is Toby in St. Paul, Minnesota. If you're wondering about the zip, what is it called, area code, it is 612, which is technically Minneapolis, but I got the cell phone when I was living in Minneapolis. So there it is. 651 is St. Paul. You probably don't care about this. I don't know why I'm going into this. Sorry. I'm calling, though, about something else. Brent has been talking about plate watching recently, of late, past month or so. And I'm curious about something. I had a realization. So plate watching makes me think of bird watching. And there's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of license plate enthusiasts that do similar stuff. I would imagine. Maybe Brent's the only one, but I can't imagine a world where there aren't other people interested in that. And likewise, there are a lot of bird watchers, right? Reminded me of plate watchers, reminded me of bird watchers. And I know that bird watchers sometimes are part of the Audubon Society. Audubon. But plate watchers, what society would they have? Would it be something like the Autobahn Society? I know I'm not trying to make a pun just to make a pun, but it made me think. Are there other scenarios like this where there's two different things that are not really related, bird watching and plate watching, not the same thing, but they share some commonality, like Autobahn and Autobahn? I'm trying to think if you can think of any others, because I'll try to think of some on my own, but you just got me thinking, and I was wondering if you could come up with some maybe on the show. Anyway, love the Poundcast. Hope you're doing well, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing. All right, bye.
I've got one.
He sounded like he was doing like a clam, where you put like a marble under a thing. It's like
Oh, it's a 3-card
the
Monty
3-card
kind of
Monty thing. Well, first of all, I love that idea that you could start a plate watching club, Brent.
I already did.
You go out on the freeway, you pick a berm, you get your binoculars out with the group, be like, oh, well, look, I saw. Wait, what would be a rare one?
I thought I made this obvious when I talked about it before, that it is like bird watching already, and that I do have a group now. I didn't tell you this. I do have a group.
I think you told me that you went plate watching after.
Yeah.
We had a show, and afterwards you went plate watching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but no, I have likened it to bird watching already. And, we're actually trying to set up our next outing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it might be this week. So we're going to kind of pick a good neighborhood to, watch.
Well, that's pretty brilliant, though. The Audubon Society, that's pretty good.
Well, what is it called for bird watching?
Well, it's just called bird watching, but I think there's
no. He said it was Audubon or something.
The Audubon Society, which is like, we could look it up, but I know it's some kind of like outdoors society of people that maybe appreciate nature and trees. Or something.
I've got one for people who like to spy on various barbecues.
Yeah.
Audubon Society.
Audubon?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm trying to figure out what.
You get it?
Well, I get the bun part. What's the other part?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Really, it's just the bun part.
It's just about, playing off this Audubon thing.
Sure, yeah.
And the bun, or, whatever. Or maybe they're into butt watching, actually. Maybe it's butt watching.
Okay, the Audubon Society is an American nonprofit environmental organization dedicated to conservation of birds and their habitats. So it's specifically birds.
Audubon.
It's AUDUBON. I was part of this hiking group. What is that called? I had their card here. I had to sign like a waiver.
I think the idea is we got to do some puns off of, or kind of some.
Well, no, if I could find out what this hiking group was called, what is that group called? Sierra Club. So there's the Sierra Club.
Oh yeah, Sierra Club. Yeah,
you've heard of that, right? That's kind of like that might be a nationwide situation. American Environmental Organization, chapters in all 50 states. Well, there could be the Sierra Club where you're like looking at people's hair. You're walking around looking at different hairstyles. You're kind of like maybe in the mall and you got the binoculars and there's the Sierra Club.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you heard me because maybe you weren't hearing me, but when I was saying instead of barbecues, maybe you're looking at people's butts and seeing who, different big butts or small butts and stuff. And that's the Audubon.
Well, you're not looking at the buns of their barbecue.
Well, I was thinking maybe that's better if it's their butts.
Their buns.
Because butt looking is more, it could actually be a thing.
Yeah, well, that probably is a thing. And, that. I've looked at a butt before. I'm guilty as charged.
If people want to look up this old video of mine, there's a video. I almost could want to show it here, but there's an old video.
Maybe we'll show it unzipped. Just make a note of that.
Right. But it's a joke video where I'm looking at different butts and stuff. But.
It sounds familiar. I might have seen that one.
Yeah.
Is it pretty old?
Very old. So we all know, about ExpressVPN, right? And how it protects your privacy and security online. Okay, that's something everybody knows.
I
But
know it.
but something people might not know is that you can also use ExpressVPN to unlock movies and shows that are only available in other countries. Because you know how it is, right? You go on, I don't know, YouTube or wherever, and then or you find something and then it says, "Oh, this is not available in your region or
I
something."
hate that.
That happens.
That happens.
That's a real thing that happens. So, um, you know, what Doug and I did is we wanted to take it back to 1994. Okay.
That's right.
We had an itching to do a movie night, and we wanted to watch uh the Oscar
Shawshank
nominees.
Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump. You know what I mean? We wanted to go triple header. Those were the three best movies that came out that year. And we wanted to do it right, but guess what?
What?
Those movies were not available on Netflix.
Yeah, what the heck?
Ah,
But guess
but
what? They weren't available in Netflix US, but they are available in Netflix in other countries.
Japan. We're talking Netflix Japan. And here's the beauty of it. We use ExpressVPN, and all we did is we just turn on the application, we change our location to Japan, refreshed Netflix, and it was that easy. I mean, it
Boom.
was we had instant access to the three best movies of 1994.
We had our own redemption.
That's right. And so that's what's great about this ExpressVPN is that you can choose from over 100 different countries, and you can virtually make yourself located wherever you need to be to see what you need to be. And it's not just Netflix. It works with any streaming service, Hulu, YouTube.
BBC iPlayer.
And so, I don't know. I guess there's a lot of VPNs out there, but ExpressVPN is super fast. There's no lag, no buffering. You could stream in HD. It's no problem.
No problem, bro.
And it works on all the different devices.
Phones,
smart TVs,
desktop computers.
So it was easy. I mean, look, you load up the application, like I said, you click this button that turns it on. You can turn it on and off, so you can go local if you want to, or you could, not. You turn it on, and then it's just easy. You just select the country you want to be in.
It was super easy to use, and you know what? It was pretty fast.
That's it.
It was just like boom, boom, redemption right there.
It is. It was really.
My popcorn wasn't even done popping yet.
We watched the movies were streaming so fast, we didn't even have time to watch them. I mean, we didn't. It was too fast for us. We couldn't keep up with it. We're trying to catch up. We're watching it again. Anyway, so look, if you want to get access to hundreds of new shows, use our link right now, expressvpn.com/poundcast, and you can get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free.
That's right. We're talking expressvpn.com/poundcast, expressvpn.com/poundcast to learn more. Yeah, we got, what other kind of societies are there? We got the
well, I was thinking we just play off of auto, kind of something that sounds like Autobahn, or Autobahn, or
well, no, there's
Autobahn.
There's not a lot to work with. Why not open it up? We got,
I guess so.
We got the NRA, that's another organization.
Oh yeah.
National Rifle. The National, nothing rhymes with rifle. Stifle. Trifle.
Well, I was thinking about something that sounds like NRA, and something. It almost sounds like you're saying, I don't know, R can be A-R-E, and you're going N-R. Well, how about, for pirates, N-R-A,
Yeah, you're looking at pirates.
something like that. I don't know.
Um,
N-R.
you got green peas. You got, yeah, I don't know. Well, we got some good ones in there. There's
Well,
lots of things to look at. I mean, you could be looking at hair, you can be looking at butts.
well, for Greenpeace, you can have it be green pieces or green pieces or just green piece. And you're just looking at pieces of things that are green.
Yeah,
And what about Greek piece?
sounds good.
All right.
Well, remember I was trying to think of other things that you do when you're looking for stuff. Slug bug.
No.
This was a thing that um we played as a kid, and I think you can still play it, but you're not going to get slugged as much. Basically,
Oh,
when you're on a road trip as a child and you see a Volkswagen Beetle, you go slug bug and you punch your sibling or whatever, like in the, right? You don't you
it's
don't hurt
funny.
them, but you get to punch them. You spotted it first.
It's funny. I had the same game, but it wasn't called that.
What was it called?
It's called Punch Buggy, which is if you saw a Volkswagen Bug, you mean Bug, not Beetle. If you saw a Volkswagen Bug on the street and you had to say the color of it, so if it was yellow, you'd go Punch Buggy yellow, and you punch the person in the arm.
Well, um, it is the Volkswagen Beetle is the name of the car, but
Oh, is
Bug
that
is
right?
they call it Bug for colloquially, like that's the
Oh, is
nickname.
that right? Okay,
Yeah,
all right. I
but yeah,
thought Beetles were.
Slug Bug is the game.
I thought Beetles were the newer ones that came
No
out
one's calling no one's
later.
calling them Punch Buggy,
Um,
but maybe different regions of the country have
yeah,
their.
no, that's what they called it around these parts, and they said, "Oh, Punch Buggy yellow," and then you do it, or Punch Buggy red.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking it up. There's both. Yeah, I guess it's different regions of the country had their own.
Yeah,
Slug
that's
Bug, come on, though. That's kind of they both
slug.
work.
It was just funny that they were both. You get Slug Bug and then Punch Buggy. I mean, it's almost it's just the same thing, but a little different.
Yeah.
Um, I just saw a beetle the other
Well,
day.
I have a game you could play where you can really get some more slaps in. I mean, you could you could get pretty hurt. It kind
Oh
of
yeah.
sounds offensive, but it's just it rhymes, okay? It's slap jap. Anytime you see a Japanese car, you get to slap someone in
Did
the
you just make
face.
that up?
I just made it up. Yeah. I'm trying to think of things that
Slapjap.
rhyme, car things that rhyme, and violence.
That's pretty good. Slapjap. Wow.
Slapjab. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's Hondas and Toyotas everywhere,
Wait,
dude.
did you have to say something else about the car though when you did it? Slug bug?
I don't think so. I mean, I could look that up, but I'm pretty sure you just go slug bug and you point at it and slap them.
Oh,
Punch
because
'em.
we had to say the color of the car.
Oh, okay.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's the first thing you'd do if you had an extra hour in your day? Go for a run? Take a nap? Go skateboarding? A lot of us spend our lives wishing we had more time. The question is, time for what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? The best way to squeeze that extra special thing into your schedule is know what's important to you and make it a priority. You know what? Therapy can help you find what matters to you so you can do more of it. I've used therapy myself. I've used BetterHelp. And I got to say, it's beneficial. I recommend it to my pound pimples. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/poundcast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/poundcast.
Okay, I looked it up on Wikipedia. Punch buggy, also called slug bug or punch dub, is a car spotting game where players seek Volkswagen Beetles, calling punch buggy when they do that. So, once the car has been spotted and called out, it cannot be used by another player. And the player gently punches an opponent in the arm.
Gently.
You can go Tesla mess, and you like,
Test mess.
you barf on you barf on your sibling, or
Right.
you make a mess. Test mess.
What else is there? Let's see. Chev. What rhymes with Shiv? How about Shiv Chev?
Shiv Shev. There you go.
Shiv Chev, you basically have to shiv somebody or whatever when you see a Chevrolet,
Mm-hmm.
and you just go Shiv Chev, I don't know. Stab him in the back.
You shank them.
Shank him.
Chev Shank. Chev Shank Redemption. That's where you come back and you get to get the person that shanked you gets their comeuppance 30 years later.
How about Fart Ford? You just fart in someone's face when you see a Ford.
You probably go Ford fart. It's probably like Ford fart,
Yeah. Well, it seemed like isn't the action isn't that supposed to be first?
It
punch
just
bug.
it just sounds to me better, Ford fart.
Yeah.
Kia come, you got to jack off when you see a Kia, which would be quite often these days. Hyundai,
How about Hyundai?
hump Hyundai, and you got to hump that. You dry hump that person. You dry hump that fool. Hump Hyundai. Hump
Yeah.
Hyundai. And you go crazy. What are the brands?
Until you go
Get
to
specific.
completion. You ejaculate too on that one. It's
You
kind
go
of
like this. Celiac Celica, and you eat bread. Because it's like gluten. You eat some gluten.
Yeah.
What's another car? Civic?
I'm trying to think of makes.
You go
I
Piss
guess
Civic.
But you know what? Actually,
I mean, the Beetle is a specific model.
That's a model.
You gotta go model.
I guess you're going model. Yeah. How about you go Escort? So if you see a Ford Escort, does a Ford Escort exist anymore?
It's probably like exists in other countries. Let's see.
Well, anyway, you have to just basically be a call person for somebody.
Maybe you just escort them away. No, it looks
okay,
like
I guess you escort them out of the building.
The Ford Escort was the last one was 2003. It looks like.
Yeah, I haven't seen an Escort in a long time.
But I used to have an Escort. I had a Mercury Tracer, which was the same.
Me too. The first car I ever bought was a Ford Escort.
Yeah,
those are cool. The car was used, but it was a 93 or 4 Ford Escort hatchback. It was black, and I got it for I think $1,400, and it was done in a few years. Truth be told, maybe 4 years.
My mom, it was a hand me down for my mom. Was my Mercury Tracer. I don't know what happened to it. I think maybe I gave it to my sister when I was done with it. Anyway.
When I said Escort,
Tracer Macer. How about tracer macer. You mace the person.
When I was saying,
tracer.
oh yeah, okay. When I was saying escort you out of the building, it's kind of an extra joke in that. How are you even seeing any cars inside of a building? Well, I guess if
No,
it was a car show or something.
no, maybe you escort them out of the car. You just kick them out. Like
Oh,
that.
okay,
They,
okay.
you
Well,
have
okay,
full.
the building being the car. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to escort you out of the building, the being
yeah.
the car, the moving building that we're in right now.
Well, I don't want to look at car models all day, but let's just look. I'll do a quick search. Popular car models, 2024.
Well, Honda. I mean, a Civic, that is.
I'm talking models.
Civic.
Well, that's number one. I think I already did a Civic, Celiac Civic.
Accord.
No, that would be this is the other one, Celica.
How about Strike Accord? How about Strike Accord?
Strike Accord. There you go. We got the Highlander, the Corvette.
There's the Corolla.
You could go Cyberstock, Cybertruck, and you you stock, get on all, you dox the person you're riding with.
Uh-huh.
You can go Charger, and you could, you just charge them like
Yeah.
charge,
Yeah. Charger. You just say Charger.
yeah. Yeah, some of these are lame. It's like the BMW X2, the Kia EV3. Oh, we got to do one with the Prius, though. I mean, Prius is classic. You got to go like this, Prius, and
How about
you piss on them. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Prius. This kind of sounds like you got an accent. Prius. And you pee on
What
them.
about Priest? What about Priest Prius?
Priest?
You basically molest them. They have to be a boy though.
Shit. Damn,
that's a dark one. I joke on that.
No, I like that.
I joke. Priest Prius. You just grab them their balls or whatever.
All right. Well, let's listen to another voicemail. That was a good.
Yeah.
That was a juicy one there. Even though he did sound like he was doing 3-card money. But there's no cards. There's shells. Oh,
go ahead. Yeah, it was shells. It was
there's no card. 3 shell.
3 shell Monty.
What's that called?
3 shell Monty. I don't know what it was. Actually, speaking of shell, by the way, I think this next caller is Bryce Shell.
I think it's just called the shell game.
Okay. Well,
anyway,
this next caller is Bryce Shell, I believe.
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Bryce again. Just had an idea with the honking and different horn sounds. I have an issue.
Let me just say that we had an episode, if you haven't heard it, called Honk, where we talked about different car horn sounds, honking, that there should be different sounds that you can make with the horns, so you can express being polite or, a little more frustration and so forth. Okay, just to catch people up.
With the honking and different horn sounds, I have an issue with I'll merge over to let somebody onto the interstate or something, and then I need to get back into that lane to get off of an exit. But the same people I let in won't let me over. So, in Chicago they have that reserve. You can reserve. I mean, it's probably that in LA, I would imagine, where you can reserve a parking spot online before you take your trip, and then it's there waiting for you.
Whoa.
What if you had that same system for lanes of traffic? So you could have like a hologram. You could say, I need to get off at this exit. I'm going to need to be in this lane. Let's say 442 to 443, or I better give myself more time and do 442 to 445. Let's just be safe. So I'll pay for that, and so you guys have to let me over then. And maybe they could do like how that egg and or that big ball in Las Vegas has all those lights and stuff on it. You could have that in the back of your car, light up, showing who's paid for what lane and where they're going, where they need to be at. So people have to let them over. Anyway, well, how about that? I'll take my response on there. Thanks, guys.
Well,
He,
yeah, I mean that's a great idea. There's an untapped mountain of, you know, billions of dollars here that could be people could be paying little tolls, you know, let me get over there. That's $1. Like, let me in. That's $1, you know, like. And by the way, I didn't know that you could reserve a parking space in Chicago like ahead of time. That's advanced. I'm surprised because Chicago is terrible with their parking and all that crap. They switched it over to like a private company and the city doesn't do the tickets anymore. So then there was, I remember going there in the last few years and it was like, you got to, there was a mess with the parking. Anyway, yeah, it seemed to be like a big for-profit corrupt thing where they're just making tons of money by ticketing people. But yeah, I mean, I do like that. You could pay like little mini tolls around. Like I get to the front of that line, but instead of cutting people off and doing it illegal, I just it's cost me $1. You know, I pay for the fast track. I got that fast track thing where I get to use the carpool lane because I bought the little transmitter. You know,
yeah.
yeah, it turns some of our highways into tollways. And sometimes when I'm going down the 110 down to LAX or something, I use that thing. And I'll gladly pay a couple of dollars to get in that fast track.
I guess they do have something like that. Yeah. I mean, they do have kind of what he's talking about here.
Well, and he's talking about changing lanes.
No,
That's
I know,
really,
and it's very specific and stuff.
yeah,
But
I mean, obviously that's a funny concept that's impossible to pull off in this day and age, but these cars are going to get more digital. They're going to start talking to each other. So that if your car has a little merging, if you paid for a merge, it's going to like force those other cars to brake and let you in. That's how it should be.
yeah, I mean, imagine doing this even beyond cars. You know, where you're. I guess they do have something similar with TSA pre-check, but
Well, you know, at like
they
Disneyland, you get that front of the line.
there's
You know,
fast pass.
you go to the grocery store
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm Sprouts.
um,
I got Sprouts Plus,
Strauss
and
Plus. Yeah,
it's like it happens at the ski resorts too. You could go into I think, well, those are
Oh,
called like the ski school lines, but there's ways where
I just
yeah, I mean, you just
you know
cut to
where
the
we.
front, like everyone's waiting in line with their groceries here, and you're over here, and it's like, no, I'm actually next. You know, it's like the TSA thing too.
You know what I just you know what we really where we need this implemented is the post office. If you're going to the post office, it'd be great if you can just make an appointment ahead of time and then you're there. You get immediate service, or at least you're in some sort of fast track lane.
Yeah.
Post office and the bank as well. Let me get a bank pass. Um, you know, I don't know if you ever get your hair cut, but you do cut your own hair, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to a place, sometimes you have to sit and wait. Well, I always make an appointment ahead of time, which you know you can do. And so, yeah, why can't we make more appointments? Let's make appointments for things more. Let's make that available. That is,
Well,
you
what's
know.
annoying is when you make the appointment, then you go there, then you're still sitting there. It's that's what I don't like. Like
Well, that
I go to
happens.
the dentist every 3 months, 3 or 4 months. I go for a checkup.
Whoa, you go every 3 4 months. That's pretty good, Doug.
Well, they automatically book me.
Well, they told me that my dentist said, you know, you should try. You should go every 4 months instead of every 6 months.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, really?" And then they said, "Yeah, you should get a cleaning every 4 months." So I
Yeah,
was,
so I just do it, and that keeps, you know, it's a pain, but the cleaning is not a big deal. I'd rather go every 4 months than like go once a year, and then all of a sudden I got a cavity or something. Yeah.
well, it's for me, it's more just the buildup that happens, not cavities, but
Yeah.
it's harder to get off if I wait 6 months, I guess. But
True.
Bryce has a follow up here, by the way.
Well, let me just also
oh,
say, yeah, I go to the dentist at
oh,
9 o'clock appointment. I go, okay, we'll check in, blah blah blah. Then I'm sitting there. Then they're like, okay, we're ready for you. And then I go into some room, and then I'm sitting in that room, and they're like, the nurse will be with you. And then I'm in that room, like laying in this uncomfortable chair because they usually have it cranked in a way that's like, uncomfortable. And I'm sitting there like super bored. And then finally someone comes in, and then they maybe do something, and they're like, the doctor will come. It's like, why did I make an appointment? Just tell me you're running behind, and then I could schedule my day, and I'll come in when I'm ready. And actually, I usually get a physical or like a doctor's checkup like once a year to get my blood tested and everything. I did that. I had to strip naked and put the gown on.
Yeah.
I'm in this cold room. I was in there for like 15, 20 minutes, like
Naked.
naked. It was awful. Just
Were you but did you keep your underwear on?
I did keep the underwear on. She didn't need to
Yeah.
look down there.
Oh, you have a female doctor?
They just switched me out.
Hey, look, I prefer a female doctor. You know why? Well, I don't know. There's pluses and minuses, but
I mean, she was kind of cute too. I don't want to get a boner in there.
well, it's not about boners for me. It's about I just kind of like I want a motherly touch, or something like that. You know what I mean? I like the idea of a sensitive woman kind of checking me out or whatever. The men, the men are cool, and plus they can relate to you more with your bodies. You know what I mean? They can they maybe have a deeper understanding of the things your body goes through as a man because they have a similar body. But I don't know, the bedside manner. I kind of like the women more a lot of times. It depends on the person. It's not really. It can be anything like that, I guess. But you ever get touched by so did the woman touch your balls or anything like that? Or?
Well, this was my first appointment. She didn't touch the balls, but she was touching all around there, feeling in the organs or something.
I
You
know
lay
it's a
on your
little
back,
interesting.
and she's putting the thing on, listening to the breath, and then she's going down and down, and then
Right.
I almost had a 5% boner just because being touching my naked body,
Right. Was
hands on a body.
she was attractive, huh?
Yeah, actually, she kind of was. Yeah.
Well, I had this one doctor. It was crazy. She had an Instagram account, and she. It's weird. I mean, she didn't seem like a doctor. She was. She just had this whole Instagram persona that was just. You'd be surprised, And did I ever show you a picture of her? Actually,
We should call Brendan Walsh. No, because
by the way, it was a professional Instagram. It was for her business, but it was just kind of weird,
she's kind of like glamour shots of like.
yeah, and she was, attractive and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was kind of interesting.
Doctors can be attractive.
The truth of the matter is, I think she mostly she specialized in something that wasn't even something I should be going there for. I forgot what it was, but it was kind of more female based. But anyway, yeah, it's weird when a doctor touches your private parts and stuff, I mean, but I guess they got to do what they got to do,
I want to call Brendan Walsh just because he said something funny about his doctor.
You're not calling me on accident, are you?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, what was the question? We just went on a tangent, right?
Well, no, I actually kind of want to go.
Does Bryce have a follow up? Is that what's
he
going on?
does? He does have a follow up, but I want to just add one other thing to this, which is that it's about. Oh gosh, it was about the dentist. Was it doctor? The dentist? I forgot actually.
Okay, I'm gonna call Brendan.
Well, okay. Do you want the other Bryce message here?
We'll just come back to that. Is this coming?
Hello.
Hey, Brendan.
Hello?
Brendan, you're on the Poundcast. We're talking about doctors and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you have a goofy story about your doctor?
I mean, yeah, I don't know how crazy it is, but yeah, I just, I lost my health insurance through WGA or whatever, like this is the first time that I'm paying out of pocket for health insurance,
Yeah.
and it costs a fortune. And they just randomly assign you doctors. And I just picked one that was close to me. And I do kind of think, I realized after I was just there recently, it's maybe like the third time I went to him. Like I went and had a physical and had blood tests and stuff, and I had to go back to the results. And I noticed that like there were like a lot of ladies there and stuff. I think it's like I don't know if it's like an abortion clinic or something, but it's the doctor I noticed at this last visit, he was wearing a leather jacket. He's just wearing like a black leather jacket. I mean, he's wearing like a doctor uniform under it. And he has like
so
black hair.
While he's seeing you, he's got a leather jacket over his like doctor outfit.
Yeah, instead of like like a white, like a regular coat they would wear, like a doctor's jacket, it's a black kind of like leather jacket, like a blade. It's not like, it's not like a biker jacket. And it's like a leather blazer kind of. And he always has, like, I noticed the last two times I went, he always has like two like female college student like trainees, or I don't know what they are, interns or something with him. So it's just kind of weird where he's just kind of like this Fonzie-ish, but he's like, have you ever watched My 600-Pound Life?
No.
Well, the doctor on that, like people probably know, I don't really watch the show, but I've like seen, whatever. I know what the doctor looks like. It's this little, I don't know what he is, Iranian. My doctor is like Mexican, but he kind of looks like him. He's like a short guy with like I assume his hair is dyed black because he's a little older and his hair is really dark. So he looks like the guy from My 600-Pound Life, but with a leather jacket on. And
well, does that make you not trust him as much or something?
I mean, the whole
like
operation.
He's like a cool guy, doctor.
I mean, he seems fine. But it's like the whole office situation, like it's like just in this weird kind of place on Vermont, and it's like a storefront kind of. I don't know, nothing about it. Like because I've been lucky enough to be covered by like SAG or WGA for the past however long, and you go to like this professional medical building, and everything's very like doctory, and this is like it's like upstairs of like just some fucking place. Like the dentist, well, I don't know, did I tell you about the dentist too that they assigned to me?
Yeah, but tell us real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, either way, I rent an office in Los Feliz that's above a dentist's office on Fridays, and the dentist's office below me is the one that they assigned to me through my insurance. But I told them, I was like, I'm not going to that guy. The whole time I've been at this office, there's always just like 3 or 4 guys smoking cigarettes outside behind the dentist's office. And it's like the dentist, it seems like some kind of weird mob situation or whatever. So
the dentists are all like smoking out back the whole time?
Yeah, every time I go into the parking lot at that office, there's 3 like Armenian dudes smoking cigarettes in the parking lot.
You're sure that they're dentists?
It's the back door of the dentist's office. And one of them is wearing like a blue, like, like scrubs or whatever. Right. So I don't know who they are. And the other 2 guys just don't even look like they're involved in the dental industry at all. They're just like 2 guys with like, sweatshirts on.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what like $1,000 a month. And then every time I go to the doctor, I don't know, every time I do anything with this insurance that I pay $1,000 a month for, I get like a bill for, they're like, oh yeah, no, that's going to be $150. Like I went to, what do you call the skin doctor or whatever, to get like a mole checked out, and they're like, oh yeah, that'll be like $100 your copays, or it was like $65 was the copay. I'm just like, this is crazy. My eyeglasses,
I have a way,
like $400.
I have I'll talk to you after we're done recording this, but I found a sort of a, I don't want to say a loophole, but more of a hack.
Okay.
I mean, if you're an independent contractor, so there's ways around not paying all that money, I think. But
Oh, okay.
anyway,
Yeah, if anybody wants to go to a cool leather jacket doctor, I can give them his information, and maybe he can tell you about some cool bands or whatever.
yeah, that's hilarious. All right, well, thanks for taking our call.
Yeah, it was good to hear from you guys.
And yeah, we gotta move the show along, but thanks
Yeah,
for
sure, yeah. Sorry for bogging you down.
No way, dude.
All right, guys. Bye.
Talk to you later. What do you think about that Fonzie doctor?
That sounds interesting. I thought of the dentist from Little Shop of Horrors when he mentioned it, you know.
There was a funny scene in that show, Louis. Remember, it was Louis C.K.'s show where he goes, I think the doctor was like Ricky Gervais or something. He
Oh,
keeps like
yeah,
screwing with them, and
right.
he's supposed to check his like prostate, and I don't know, he's being super like off the wall. That was pretty
Right.
funny. Well, 'cause I just wanted to move it along because we should probably listen to Bryce's
Follow up.
follow up, and then maybe get another call in before.
Okay.
Hey, it's Bryce again. One more. I have an annoyance, I guess. How crazy is it that we have these giant monsters that are 100% made of clouds, and they're the size of buildings that kind of come out of nowhere and just spin around and grab pick up your house and everything, whatever, picks up everything that you try to hide in, and then spins it around really fast and throws it into way up in the air. That's crazy. But also, what kind of solution would you have for that? It's kind of always a terror out here in the Midwest, or in the middle of the country. I guess the solution could be to move, but I was just curious what your thoughts are on all that. All right, thanks.
So he's scared of tornadoes.
Mm-hmm. Twisters.
Twisters, baby.
Well, I think
Maybe you could live, you could like you could start to learn to like them. Put up stuff that you could watch it fly into the sky and it'll be cool, like different colors. Different.
Well, because some people like to have mobile homes.
Mhm.
Well, this is a really mobile home. Now you can be not just on wheels. You have wings, basically. So it's kind of like the ultimate mobile home. You can fly finally. Imagine a home you can fly in.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the best part, Bryce, is when you wake up the next day, I mean, you're in the land of Oz. I mean, you're seeing munchkins running. You could become friends with munchkins, and they got the lollipop guild in there, and you can probably get all kinds of different lollipops if you're into that kind of thing. Now, I don't know if you have a strong tongue or not, but you can do some serious licking.
Yeah, you can do some serious licking.
And I don't know. There's some friends you can meet there. You can become friends with the Scarecrow and Tin Man. And there's a lion there too, and he's not even a dangerous lion. He's actually pretty much a pussy, but you can be friends with him. And I don't know. It sounds like a kind of a fun place. You do have to kind of watch out for these flying monkeys, but there might be some witch that's trying to get you too. But whatever. There's nothing you and your dog can't handle. Yeah.
Just look forward to that land of Oz.
Yeah, I mean, look forward to that Oz. I mean. That's the plus side about tornadoes or whatever, is that you get to go to Oz.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where Bill Paxton is at this point.
It kind of reminds me of when I was in college. I think me and my friends drove from Illinois down to New Orleans, and we were camping on the way, like in Mississippi or something. and we stopped at a small town in Mississippi, and I was looking for ice, and the accent down there was so thick, he didn't know what I was asking for. And then when he finally understood, do you know how he pronounced ice?
Ass?
Oz.
Oh, Oz.
Yeah.
You
It's like
looking for
Oz.
Oz?
Like the land of Oz means like the land of ice. It's pretty interesting.
That's interesting. So, and then maybe the guy did he tell? Well, if you want some Oz, you got to go visit the Wizard of Oz. He's got all the Oz you want.
If you want some Oz, you gotta go look for some tornadoes. Tornadoes, some twisters, some tornadoes. Tornadoes.
Some tinnitus.
Some tornadoes.
Yeah, you get caught in a tinnitus, you're gonna end up. You get caught in a tornado, you gonna be finding yourself in the land of Oz.
And if you calling that tornado, you're gonna get sent to the land of Oz.
I went to a comedy show the other night. I saw Judy Tenetta.
Well, let's crank out another voicemail.
All right, this one's I don't know, 901.
Bro, I just watched.
Hold on a second. This is kind of wacky here. Hold on. This is from today, by the way. So this is
Could be some goof.
yeah, it might be some. Goof
I did
here.
post on my Instagram, so
Right.
I
This
just
is
who knows who's calling.
right.
Bro, I just watched Beer Ball, and I feel all the character is much bigger than Beer Ball, and I think you make all characters same size, and that'd be most fair for everybody.
Okay, so let's respond to that.
I
The
I didn't understand them.
No, hey, that's what we have to respond to, I guess. Remember that time we got that weird wrong number thing, and it was some
Right.
Chinese
Or we
thing, and
still
we
tried
still
to-
we still made it work, you know.
So I would say around a bar, yeah, the bar. Yeah.
Right. Basically, my solution to that is, well, I don't know.
Call one, you know.
I mean, you're looking hard. You got rid of the wizard. If the wizard
That
law, we're
wizard.
gonna get no.
that wizard.
If you brought the tornado, you get yourself in the wizard house. You can be a lion, scarecrow, tin man, wicked witch.
Wicked Witch of the East, Wicked Witch of the West. All right, let's just move on. Is there two Wicked Witches in that one? You got the East and the West.
They're not. Well, yes, there are two wicked witches. I think the first wicked witch gets killed immediately when your house lands on her, or whatever. And not your house. I mean Dorothy's house. As
Bryce's house.
it's Bryce's house. Yeah. It lands on the first wicked witch, and then there's a wicked witch of the west. I guess the good witches are north and south. I guess you got to go. Wait a second. There's the good witch. We only meet one good witch. What happened to the other good witch?
I don't know.
How many witches are there? I thought there were 4 witches.
You know, well, there was one from the Southwest. She was the Sand Witch.
The sandwich. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But yeah, let's move on here.
All right.
I got to rewatch my Oz movie.
This is Angel.
Hi, this is Angel, and I'm trying to decide here whether or not I should just pull the trigger and decide to move to Orlando, just because they have everything there. They have all my favorite characters and properties. I'm talking about the theme parks, of course, and I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. I found this number. My friend listens to you guys, and I don't know. I mean, you got Mickey Mouse on one aisle, and then you got like Harry Potter, Simpsons. You got kind of the more whimsy. It just seems too good to be true. I'm just wondering, should I move to Orlando? The pros and cons of it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
I'm wondering where he's moving from. First of all, should have told us that, but
He's moving from Anaheim. No, I don't know. Oh, actually, you know what? I can tell by his area code. What's the 817 area code?
let me check here. That is
That looks
Fort
like
Worth.
that's Oz. I think that's Oz.
It looks like it's Texas, Fort Worth area.
Okay, from Texas. So Fort Worth.
Hmm. Well,
Well,
I mean that doesn't mean he lives there either. Sometimes people
I know, but you know what? That's the best we can do right now.
everyone that moves to LA likes to keep their area code and still.
Well, I'm gonna
act like
assume
they're
he
from-
lives in Texas because we don't have anything else to go on.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna
Compared to
go
Texas,
Orlando,
seems like kind of a lateral move, but
well,
yeah,
no,
definitely pull the trigger. Go to Orlando, and you're gonna love it. You get to work at Disneyland. Maybe you can walk around and be one of those people that sweeps up
the
bits of-
barf and stuff.
little bits of barf. Yeah, you could be the barf guy at the roller coasters.
Remember when people threw up? They would put hay or saw. They would put sawdust or
Sawdust.
yeah, saw. They would put sawdust down. Isn't that kind of funny?
Yeah, you could do sawdust. You could do, sometimes they do like kitty litter. You
Hmm.
know, then it clumps it up.
What else is going on in Orlando? You got the theme parks. They got Nickelodeon Studios, I think, don't they? Nickelodeon Studios, man. You can get slimed if you want to. You like slime?
You could clean up the slime. I would say go to Orlando. That sounds like a
Yeah, you can
wonderful
clean
place.
you can clean up slime from people's bodies, or you can get slimed from Nickelodeon Studios. What would you do?
Yeah,
You
you
can
got
go on Mark
Mickey.
Summers' What Would You Do?
Yeah, you got Mickey. You got all the favorite
You
characters.
got Mickey, you got Goofy, right? Donald.
I'm gonna say by the tone of his voice, he wants to go, and he just wants someone. He just, he wants to do it, and he just needs us to say, yes, you can do it. You can make it. You can make your dreams come true.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what Disney World is all about. I think is making your dreams
Yeah,
come
I mean,
true. I
maybe,
think.
yeah, maybe you can even work with those characters. Like when Mickey is done dancing all day in that 85-degree weather,
You can jack them off.
you could take his outfit off. You can jack him off. You could clean it. You can clean that sweaty ass mouse costume down. You can steam it in some basement, and then maybe you can work your way up. And one day, you can be that Mickey.
You could become friends with Mickey Mouse. Imagine that. Imagine being friends with Mickey Mouse. Here, pretend I'm Mickey Mouse, Doug, and you want to be friends with me.
Hi Mickey. My name's Doug. How are
Oh,
you today?
hi, I'm Mickey.
Well, that's great. This is my dream. I pulled the trigger. I was living in Fort Worth.
Oh,
I
great.
really wanted to come out here, and now I finally got to meet you. This is wonderful, Mickey.
Oh, I'm glad you came out here, Angel. Hey, now that we've become acquainted, why don't you take my pants off and start licking around on my thighs, for starters. Oh, that tickles.
Oh,
Now
Mickey,
start
this
licking
is
my
a
butt.
dream come true, Mickey. This is what I've always wanted.
Okay, that's great. Now open wide. Imagine Mickey just being just a real pervert, or
Let's go down to Space Mountain. It's a little darker in there. We can do it. We can do it anything. It's nice and loud. Nobody knows anything. I can do whatever I want in here.
I'm the king of Disney World. Do you know that, right? I do what I want.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, Angel. Now open wide.
And I don't mean your mouth.
I mean, That's probably what is going on down there, It's probably what's going on. Mickey tells all. He's gonna one day Angel will write an autobiography, and the first chapter will be called Fallen Angel. Oh, the whole book will be called Fallen Angel.
Fallen Angel, yeah. It's
Fallen
about how
Angel.
he had these dreams of going to Disney World or Orlando, and how he met, and how Mickey showed him the dark side to,
Yeah.
to the world. Disney Underworld.
The Disney Underworld.
The Disney, yeah, Disney. Disney. How about Disney's? Oh, welcome to Disney. Now get down on your knee.
All right. Well, we could wrap it up, or
I think we ought to wrap it up.
yeah, let's wrap it up. If you
And then
wanna
we
keep
have some other
listening-
calls.
Yeah,
We've got-
we'll listen to some more in the Unzipped. If you want to keep listening, sign up for our Patreon. All right, as simple as that. Patreon.com/Poundcast, and then you can keep listening because we ain't done yet.
I feel like we just started getting started in a way. You know what I mean?
know.
With this whole
Well, that's what happens with the Unzipped. By the time
I want to, because I want to hear how, what we'll say for Unzipped is, I want to see Angel's interaction with Donald Duck. We'll see how that goes.
yeah, maybe Goofy.
Or Goofy, let's see how that goes.
Shit.
Can you do Donald Duck? Are you pretty good at that? Save it.
I can't. I mean, I can do a duck sound, but
No, I want to hear Donald.
I don't know if I. Does he talk in a duck sound? It's like that.
Kind of, yeah, kind of.
All right, I'll save it. All right, we'll see you later, everybody.
But by the way, well, okay, we'll save it. Yeah, thanks to Jack Birch. Thank you, Jack Birch.
And thank you to All Things Comedy. And we'll see you next week on the Poundcast. Peace. Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends, and Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.